Good morning. It's the first day of September, so make it one to remember.
Delayed gratification. A few years ago, I didn't know what this meant. My entire life was instant gratification, which is the opposite of delayed gratification, where I constantly seeked pleasure, where I constantly did bad habits until I eventually felt the pain of that. You see, many of us don't speak about this. Many of us don't realize the dangers of instant gratification, and none of us realize the art of delayed gratification.
Here I'm standing at its shore. Drank so much till I could drink no more. Had my fill of this world, but it consumed me. Lost my peace in a life that was.
You know, I think delayed gratification is literally everywhere around us. I mean, this is the entire fundamental part of Islam. Islam is delayed gratification because we are delaying our pleasure, the pleasures of zina, all these sins that we could partake in, but we're delaying that for tomorrow's Jannah, right? Because we want to make sure that we don't do any sin so we can enter Jannah. So the entire point of Islam and the entire purpose of Islam, in order to please Allah and make Him happy, is to practice delayed gratification. And I feel like a lot of us, again, don't realize that this applies to every part of life. I mean, literally everything. It applies to the food that we eat, which will determine how we will look like after. This mindset also applies to how we do our work and who will we become at the end of our work. Will we be distracted and achieve nothing in our lives, or will we work really hard towards our goals in order to achieve what we want to achieve by the qadr and will of Allah? But here is the truth. In the first time ever, we are finally a generation that is completely addicted to instant gratification, which I mentioned is the opposite of delayed gratification. You see, instant gratification is something that feels really good right now and will instantly give you some level of pleasure. But the issue with instant gratification is that it doesn't last long, and after we instantly feel the pleasure, we will also feel long-term pain. But this destroys our lives more and more in return. This is the issue that we are dealing with today. You see, this is the main issue that literally no one talks about. Instant gratification is not just destroying yourself, but it's destroying society as a whole. And I remember the Prophet Muhammad said in a hadith that the ummah is one body, and when one limb aches, the entire body cannot function, and the entire body is affected, essentially. And that is pretty much what happens is when we indulge in instant gratification, when we destroy our life, when we destroy our mental health because we're really not growing as people, that will affect the entire ummah. Because there's going to be a time when we have to stand up and fight against the enemies with Imam Mahdi. There's so many situations that will arise in the future. As we know, we read the signs of the Day of Judgment. And it's going to affect us. And it's when we stay weak because we're indulging in instant gratification all day, it's going to affect how we fight in the army. It's going to affect how we live our lives and how we interact with others. This is bigger than just us. It's going to turn into a global issue. I'll give you a great example is when families, and especially when people, they start doing drugs. It doesn't just affect them, it affects their families. Like I see it all the time. I see people that do crack in Toronto, in where my university is. I see people doing crack and they have kids. So imagine how their kids will be affected by that. Their kids will probably do crack because their parents have done it. Their kids won't have that care that their parents can give them because their parents are always high and they're doing drugs. So the kids will be brought up in a homelessly in a very rough and toxic environment, and that is going to affect them. And then they're going to put that on their kids, and then this is an entire epidemic that's going to happen. So it's a big, big global scale. So this is what I mean, right? You see a corn, and you also see I don't know, like donuts or something. And this is the best example. So let's say I decided to eat this donut. What would happen to me? Well, it'll probably feel good, right? It'll probably feel good for a little bit. It'll taste kind of good. It'll be kind of sweet. But I'll regret eating that. After maybe 10 minutes, I will regret, why did I eat that donut? I feel so much more tired. I feel so much more lethargic. My health got worse. I got fatter as a result. And the issue is this stuff is addictive. So when someone gets addicted to this stuff, not only are they addicted to the food, but every single time they do it, their mental health gets worse and worse. But imagine I ate this corn right here. Now this, some people might not like corn. Sometimes it's like whatever. But I know technically this is a lot healthier than that donut. And so even if this doesn't taste good, I know in the long run it will benefit me. Even though I don't see the results yet. Like eating a vegetable, you don't necessarily see the results of eating vegetables like right away. But sooner or later, you'll see that your bloodstreams, everything is healthy. You feel more energetic, you feel more healthier, and your body shows that. You're more, lean, you're in better shape, and people will notice that around you. So that is the art of delayed gratification. The thing is, you will not see the results right away. But this is bigger than just seeing results. Delayed gratification is about you and your mental health. Delayed gratification is so much more powerful than just getting a better body. Delayed gratification is when you have a different relationship with yourself and with Allah. Because imagine you decide to go to the gym. Maybe you're not in the best shape of your life. Maybe you're kind of skinny or you're too fat or whatever, right? And you decide to go to the gym. You know that by you going to the gym a couple times a week, you're not gonna necessarily see the results right away, are you? Like, you're not gonna necessarily just get a six-pack all of a sudden, or you're not gonna necessarily get so, muscly all of a sudden. But what's amazing is that you're not doing it for you. If you decide to go to the gym right now, you know that 6 months from you, the person that is 6 months away of you, the same version of yourself, but 6 months down the line, that person will reap the benefits of your workouts right now. And that's amazing. Imagine you are prioritizing your future self's happiness. Instead of focusing on, I'm gonna be happy today. No, you're telling yourself, I'm gonna work hard today so my future self can be happy. Now, the person 6 months down the line from now will look at yourself right now and look at you in awe. Wow, my younger self did this for me. I went through pain in order to reap the benefits of having a better body. But not only that, I'm so much more happier and I love myself. And then you'll start to love yourself. The issue with depression is that people don't love themselves, right? That's one symptom of depression. They hate themselves, they think they're not enough. Well, duh. It's because they didn't do anything for their future selves. And so delayed gratification is bigger than just getting a new body. Delayed gratification is loving yourself so you can get out of depression and have this next level relationship. And what's crazy is that 6 months down the line, it's going to turn into a habit. This will be a habit of yours now, and you're gonna keep doing it. So 6 months from now, you're gonna get a better body. But then that person 6 months from now will be like, you know what? I'm gonna get even a better body and a better body. So you're always going to prioritize your future self's happiness, which will result to more success. It will result to more, just better mental health. And that is the most beautiful thing about delayed gratification. I'm not gonna sacrifice my future self's pain, my future self's depression for today's pleasure. And that's what instant gratification is. You see, I could have ate those donuts today, but I decided, I'm gonna eat protein and vegetables because I know that's what's going to benefit me in the future. I'm gonna get bigger muscles. I'm gonna be more respected by my peers. Everyone's gonna look at me. Waking up at 6 a.m. it's hard, I understand. But when others see you waking up at 6 a.m. and grinding, you'll get a different level of respect. Not only will you have a different level of respect for yourself, but others will look at you differently. They're gonna be like, whoa, this guy wakes up at 6 a.m. This guy wakes up early and grinds. I wish I can be like that. And that's the most amazing thing about delayed gratification is it's a journey. It's truly the most beautiful thing that you can partake in. And that's the thing about Islam, right? Once we get to Jannah, we're gonna look back at ourselves in this world and we're gonna think, wow. So my younger self, the person in this dunya, went through so much hardship. Didn't do this sin in order to get to Jannah. Just for me to have eternal happiness. Because in Jannah, you'll have eternal happiness, right? You'll look at yourself differently and you will be your best friend. And Allah will be your best friend. And that is the most amazing thing. You will love yourself and you will look at yourself in a complete different manner. You see, the issue with delayed gratification is it's kind of tough, and a lot of the time it looks like we're not really getting any results, and that's sort of the issue with delayed gratification, is that it looks like we achieve zero results even though we're putting in so much work and pain. And this is what I call the gray zone. See, the gray zone is something that we all experience. This is the make or break point. This is the point where most people fail. It's when they're doing stuff, like when they go to the gym, but they don't shut. Bro, that thing is so loud. It's when they go to the gym and they don't see any results whatsoever. This is the gray zone. It's either you stick through and do it anyway, or you fail. And this is the issue with delayed gratification, is most people fail because they don't see any results. Right? It will be a lot more fun to go to the gym if we're just jacked, right? It will be a lot more fun. It will be like easy because we're already jacked. But going as a skinny or fat person, going to the gym, it will feel a lot more hard because we feel insecure. We don't have that identity. We don't have the discipline built up yet. And that's the issue, is this is the make or break point. Are you going to stick through the delayed gratification or not? But this is what makes it beautiful, because imagine you did stick through the gray zone. Imagine you did go through and kept doing your good habits. Your future self will look at that and just be like, my younger self went through that much pain for me, so I can reap the benefits of having a good body. Again, that's what builds that relationship with yourself. And most people will not stick through this, but as Muslim disciplined people, we need to stick through this because we're already doing it. The fact that we have to wake up at 5 a.m. Most people can't do that just to pray Fajr. But we do that anyways because we know that we have a result that's waiting for us. We have a guaranteed result, which is Jannah. A guaranteed gratification, if you can say, that's which is Jannah. It's guaranteed. And we have to look at that with every single thing that we do. It's guaranteed that you'll get big in the gym if you just keep going. But most people find it so difficult to stay in that pain. But that's the pain, that's the part that will build you. It's true. A lot of us run away from pain. A lot of us neglect pain. But once we realize that it's the pain that grows us, we shouldn't neglect it. Delaying gratification and feeling the pain of whatever activity you're doing, just know that is what turns you into the man that you really want to be. Like, without the pain, you wouldn't be that person. So the pain is almost like a prerequisite. You need it in order to become the person that you need to be. A great example is when we cross the Sirat bridge on the Day of Judgment. Under the bridge is complete fire, just hellfire. And if we fall from the bridge, that's it, we're in hellfire. But on the other side of the bridge is Jannah, the gift that has been waiting for us, the reward that has been waiting for us. And each of one of us have to cross that bridge to get to the main objective, which is Jannah. Allah shows us that in order to get to your reward, in order to get to your goal, you need to go through pain. You need to go through hardship. Otherwise, there's no point of achieving your goals. You see, although you might be neglecting pain at the moment, I think once you've actually embraced it, you would want to seek more and more pain every single day. This will be a huge journey for you. And this is the start of a new you, where you finally stand up and take responsibility of your life, and you finally prioritize your future self's happiness over your happiness right now. The fact that you've watched this video all the way through shows that you truly care and you truly want to improve. So what are you waiting for? Make dua and start right now to change your history forever. I love you. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.